I think God is restoring his original creation order, which was humanity in 3 dimensions with him on this planet, okay, probably in the form of Jesus Christ, because Jesus is our physical God on earth. Yahweh, God the Father, not so much. He's got a throne room up top.
No one can
right?
see him. No one can see him.
Right. Hey, Jesus is 3D God, bro. Had to be born of a woman.
But no one can see the Father, right? And that's
I agree. I agree. And that's why Jesus is 3D God. He is our representation of God in this dimension. Okay. And I think God is restoring what he had created with Adam and Eve in the garden. And that's why Revelation 20 and 21 to me is a very literal thing that will happen at the end. When he does away, Satan's released again, the nations rebel again, all of that happens again. And then he's finally like, I got to get rid of this guy. And then he freaking throws him in the lake of fire, never to be unleashed again. Then the new heaven and a new earth is created where we are with Christ in the cube for the rest of eternity.
Wait, hold on a second. So let me get this straight. In the garden, we're outside taming the lands, but in the end times, we're locked in a cube for all.
We're actually not in the cube. The cube is referred to as the house of God, right? That's where Christ's throne is. And it says that the nations come in and out. The tree of life is in the cube. We probably
isn't that the garden?
What?
Isn't the tree of life in the garden?
It was in the garden in
so
Eden.
The cube is referring to a garden then, because that's where everything's going to be.
There's probably a garden. The cube is probably the greenhouse. I'm just kidding. The cube is probably the new Eden. Okay. And it's, again, the rivers are inside of it. The tree of life that the nations need to come into the cube and partake of is inside of it. It doesn't mean we live there permanently, but it does mean we come and go. And interestingly enough, when Adam and Eve got kicked out of the garden and there was an angel put at the gate with a fiery sword, it said, so that they may not come back and eat of the tree of life and live forever. They had to eat of it to live forever. And that's what we will do forever, from the tree of life in the cube.
But it's not in the garden. I thought it was in the garden. That's what they were protecting. They were protecting the garden, right? We weren't allowed back in the garden where the tree of life was.
Adam and Eve.
So what happened?
This current earth.
The forklift came and took a scoop out of the tree of life and took it in the cube.
No, I don't think it's a tree. I think tree is symbolic for something else.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So you think there's actually a tree that imparts immortality?
I think so.
Oh, dope. I think tree.
How ironic. Means, you believe in a little cube and then a figurative tree.
Yeah, because he actually measures it and gives you measurements.
And he gave you a tree that actually had fruit on it.
Well, the
but we don't know what kind of fruit, right? Like we don't know.
So right. I'm basing my idea of a cube being literal because he measures it. Okay,
but everything
in
the
measurements
garden,
in human, it literally says in human measurements. It's
everything
this
in the garden,
size, and then
was edible.
Everything in the garden was edible. So
yeah, so why wouldn't it be edible in the new heavens? And
I didn't say it's not edible. I just said literal. It doesn't have to be a literal tree. It could be something edible that God gives us to impart eternal life. I don't think there's literal? A fruit. I don't think there's a fruit that imparts eternal life. It might be. It might be.
Right.
Maybe it's like a supernatural tree, but I don't think that there's an actual fruit.
But to answer
that imparts eternal life.